So, when are we ready to start? Okay. All right. So I just.
Yeah.
All right. Oh,
I like that background. That's a nice background.
What is?
The phone.
Oh, thank you. It's
Yeah.
like a weird looking.
I don't even know what it is.
I really don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's fake.
No, that's a real tree, all right.
You sure?
No, it's not. I don't know. It looks like a sea turtle tree.
A sea turtle tree.
Sea turtle tree.
Oh.
All right, y'all. So, I'm Odysseus. This right here is Noah Geier.
Yes.
Noah Geier. There we go. I said it correctly. Videographer, cinematographer, photographer. He does all the griffers that are good and positive out there. Just tons.
I'm learning.
Yeah. So, bro, how have you
Yeah.
been? I haven't talked to you in a little bit.
Yeah, no, I've been pretty good. I mean, that's really all I had to say. No, I've been doing pretty good.
You just went on a
Just
trip
living life.
recently.
Huh?
Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
Right?
I did.
What was that for, and how was that?
That was to see family, and it was actually for my 20th birthday, and it was pretty cool for the most
You're
part.
right.
Yeah.
You're an old man. How does it feel?
I don't feel any different.
It never feels any different, does it?
No.
Dude,
No,
when I hit, what age? Every age that I hit, the only important ones is 16, 18, technically 21. Yeah, 16, 18, 21.
I haven't hit that 2-1 yet.
Oh, that's true. You haven't. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
When you hit that, it's probably still not going to feel that different for you.
Can still legally drink in Germany.
Exactly. That's where you're from, right? So
Yeah.
that works. We're going to be talking about all that stuff today, like relationships, families. I mean, we're going to see where the conversation goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so family. First
All
question
right.
I want to ask you about that. So you went to go see them in Pennsylvania.
Hmm.
What side of the family is that?
That would be my dad's side. My dad's side is everybody lives in Pennsylvania. My mom's side is all Germany.
Okay, which is cool because both sides are German, right?
Yeah. German descent all around.
See, that's pretty cool because I've had some friends where some side is one thing, the other side is something else, and it's rare that you sort of see both sides are the same thing, but one kind of directly still is there, and one is sort of, I guess they're further generationally there. Yeah, because my family descent is black, Cuban, some Jamaican somewhere in the black side. I think there's Chinese Jamaican. I know that there is. There better be. I keep getting less every second. I'm like, there is. I think there is. There better be. I really want a Japanese, honestly, because I'm a ninja, and it's weird. And I also want a Korean.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
My mom really she almost wishes that we were Irish.
Really?
She really, I don't know, I'm fascinated with Irish culture too, and I don't know.
Same. I mean, I'm
fun.
actually Irish too, so I feel you.
I'm what, 13% Irish,
oh,
maybe.
You're my cousin. Nice to meet you, bro.
honestly, everybody's related to each other in some way or form or another.
Yeah, we really are.
So many families come from so many different places. We're all mixed.
Literally,
much.
there's no pure blood anything at this point, unless you go to those really hidden away sort of cultures where they have not been out there very much. Like Japan is actually pretty interesting, and Korea.
Yeah,
They're very much.
Yeah, I can see
for the
that.
most part, when it comes to them, they're very much that. Japan, I think, is a little bit merged with China a little bit more though. But Korea, especially North Korea, very much just Koreans, very much. Which is interesting too, because North Korea, their language, it's similar to the South Korean language, but they got some. I think because they broke during basically theirs is a little bit older.
Uh-huh.
So even when they're talking to each other, they're like, man, that sounds like some old Korean. A little bit. Because I was studying Korean a little bit back in the day. I'm still going to be a black K-pop star. It's going to happen. I don't know when. I don't know how. I'm still studying.
Someday, man.
One day. We can dream, can't we?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
But it's kind of fascinating because, so here's a quick question for you. How much German do you speak? Do you speak any German?
Bisschen.
Okay, there we go.
Just a little bit. I know enough to kind of simple phrases like danke, bitte schön, which is please and thank you.
Yes.
Oh wait, no, sorry.
No.
That was thank you and you're welcome.
Okay, how do you say you're welcome?
Bitte schön.
Bitte schön.
Bitte schön.
Say it again.
Bitte.
Bitte
Schön.
schön. Bitte schön. There we go.
Yeah.
Dude, literally German and French are the hardest. Like, I love languages. I always wanted to be a polyglot. Those are the two that are like, they ain't happening.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn more German, especially that I have a nephew now. And like,
That makes sense.
At this point, I don't care about any other family more than him. And it's like, I want to be able to talk to him.
That's adorable.
I'm trying to get back on Duolingo and whatnot, but
how do you know
how the
Duolingo?
meme goes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really do like Duolingo. It's just that you really have to be
Disciplined.
That's disciplined.
hard.
Yeah, you gotta discipline yourself. Like,
Yeah.
it can only remind you. That's it.
It literally, it can only remind you.
And we love just swiping away those reminders.
Really,
Even for like taking out the trash, I'm like, all right, cool, clear. And then like an hour later, oh shoot, I'm supposed to take out the trash.
I'm gonna do that later. Tomorrow.
Yeah, or it's
Day
like,
after.
man, I think I can remember stuff, but I can't. I need to use
Yeah, we get to the
phone.
point where we're like, we don't need to remember it. Like, we don't need to write down and remembering. We don't. Not write down and remembering. Write down anything that says remember it. And we don't do it, and then what happens is we totally forget.
Yeah.
And then when we get reminded, we're like, we're still not going to do it.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny that we don't, because we literally can just talk to our phones.
I know. and our phones talk to us. They're like, bro, you've been missing out on this. We can make it talk to you and say stuff to you.
Alexa.
Have you seen Black Mirror?
Oh, I have seen some episodes of Black Mirror.
Dude, there's an episode. If you haven't seen Black Mirror, it is basically a show in which they kind of take a dark, satirical look onto the future and technology, trying to see what technology looks like and stuff. And
like basically the bad parts of like the potentially bad futures of like new technology. Like there was one where like I'm not gonna try to get into too much detail with that, but
spoiler alert.
Basically like putting like a surveillance chip in your child, and having a separate device where you can see
that was one of the
things.
most interesting episodes.
And like censor what they see or hear and stuff like that.
Oh,
that was nuts.
I don't want to get it. Wait, how long has Black Mirror been out?
I don't even know.
No, I think that episode was in season 1 or season 2.
I have no clue.
It wasn't in season 3, so I don't want to spoil, but I'm about to spoil. So because I'm letting you know that I'm spoiling. Spoiler alert, I'm sorry. Okay, if you haven't seen Black Mirror, after I tell you this, you're gonna want to see it. What, like we were just talking about, what's crazy in that specific episode is that it really showed how not seeing certain things really just sort of, she didn't know what was good or bad because she didn't know, she'd never been she
wasn't exposed to like the harsh realities of life.
Yeah, blood was so basically there's a chip that was put, there was like an experimental technology, and they wanted to put it in certain kids, and not a lot of people did it because they decided it was kind of dangerous. But the one mother was like, I'm gonna do that, so she goes and does that, puts it on her daughter, and the daughter starts to grow up, never sees blood, doesn't hear any words. Yeah. And that's not really
and
life.
Gets obsessed to the point where she's like stabbing herself.
Yeah, she gets into
just
drugs.
To try to see it. It's like
she's like, I want to see what's under me. Like, and then she gets in a bad that was weird. How the mom could see. Okay. Guys, I'm sorry. Still a spoiler. Don't worry, you'll forget, and then you can go watch it. But so basically, she gets with this guy, and the guy's actually not a good guy, but he seems like he actually cares about her by like midpoint. Yeah. Midpoint, right?
They're just doing bad stuff.
They're just doing a lot of bad things. Like he's a bad influence, but at the same time, she really kind of wants a bad influence. She doesn't want someone who's just like, hey, let's do what your mom says. It's like he's showing her everything she can never see before. Yeah. And so he sort of, I mean, they're like getting passionate with each other at one point. And the mother... Yeah, and the mother sees... She could see through the daughter's eyes, and it was just...
Awkward.
Oh, awkward. And then... I'm not going to say what happens at the end, because I've already spoiled enough, but that last scene, dude...
Oh, man. That was...
Oh, that was like...
As soon as I saw, like, what was going on, I was like, no. Oh, crap. She doesn't know what she's doing.
She doesn't realize, but... Black Mirror had, for the most part, most of their endings of their episodes were really good. I mean, I've seen all the seasons. Have you seen all the seasons or
no?
Just okay. There were some episodes where they really didn't. Okay, I don't know if you saw this episode, but one episode, this girl, it was all talking about, this is weird because we're actually here now with social credit. So basically, a person has...
Oh.
Yeah.
My girlfriend told me about that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I hadn't seen it, but...
That's such a good episode. You got to watch.
Man. That's just so messed up. Already, like, if you switch your Instagram account to a business account, it gives you so many more details.
So many more analytics and everything.
I did that. I sort of regret it, but, I mean, I'm not too worried about, like, social status and whatnot. Like, obviously for business reasons, but, like, I'm not, like, self-conscious about it. It's just, this one's strictly a business account. Don't turn your personal account into a business account.
Yeah, don't do that. And don't start connecting all that stuff and start looking at yourself and being like, I'm not worth it because I'm not doing that well.
Yeah, like it shows you everything from like how many people visited your profile versus...
Dude, I have this other website, another app, where I can see all the people that are my ghost followers. That's sad. That's surprising.
Yeah.
Because like specifically the way my channel grew, my Instagram grew, basically I sort of started off with tons of, I would sing a lot for different like groups of people, and I got a lot of Brazilian people, I got a lot of Romanian, and then I started gaining a lot more followers in different like regions.
Yeah.
And then it started being in Europe a lot. Problem is, it seems like Instagram's algorithm changed a little bit, and they got it down to 10%. And once they got to 10, so basically by 10% I mean 10% of your followers see your stuff before they actually let the rest of everybody else see your stuff.
Yeah.
That jacked my thing up because my content is a little bit long. It's not amazing like in the second.
Right.
And so if people don't like it within 10 seconds, they're just like, I don't care. And they just keep going down. So now I say that to say, now when I'm looking at my thing, I'm like, oh man, this thing is just... And I don't put that much time into it anymore like I used to. I used to spend like all the time on it.
Yeah.
Now it's like slowly dying, and I'm just like, I'm just not going to let it bother me because I'm doing other stuff, you know? Like we're doing this right here.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's weird. But okay, so the social credit thing. I just realized how hard of a switch we started talking. That's so lit. Dude, you're going to get a lot of this. What's really interesting about the social credit is that this girl, okay, I won't spoil everything in this one, but a girl has like a lot of friends, and the world revolves around your social credit. So as you walk around, people like you based on like if you're a good person. But how do you judge a good person? Do you say something nice? Do you say something mean to people? Do you walk in front of other people? Little things like that can now make your social credit go down, and then people can say, hey, I don't like you. And people can rate you, which is really weird. They can literally say don't like you.
That's just so unhealthy.
Right? So then this girl goes through her life going, I'm great because people like me. People don't like me. They didn't like my thing, so I'm not a good person. But she wasn't a good person the whole time before that. So until she meets other people and goes, wow, why's your social credit so low?
We give each other such unrealistic standards
that we don't even hold ourselves
to. And we all
know
that we fake it constantly. We keep doing it anyway.
Constantly, yeah.
But we keep doing it.
And it makes sense. So, like, if you think about it, it makes sense that you kind of want to fake it a little bit. Like, I understand why we do it. Because we don't want to share that vulnerability and be like, hey, I'm actually not that good at this thing.
Yeah.
I'm actually not that... I'm not what you think I am exactly.
I think sometimes we psych ourselves out from showing that vulnerability because they'll be like, oh, well, maybe they'll think I'm just, like, needy or just craving attention or something.
But what's weird, too, though, is that I don't think, as people, we've done a good job... like, if you think about it, a lot of times people don't actually care about what you're doing. They have so much on their mind.
Yeah.
So sometimes if you say something...
Yeah, and most of the negative thoughts they think of that people might be thinking of you, usually it's not.
They're probably not even thinking about you at all, actually.
The way I try to do it is, if someone else was in my situation, how would I think of them? Oh.
I like that, yeah.
Because when you put yourself in, like, complete opposite shoes in your mind, it's like, oh, okay. Like, if I saw somebody else, just, like, a completely, like, baggy clothing, whatever, just got out of bed, whatever, walking through a Walmart looking for, I don't know, headphones or whatever, like in my mind, if, like, oh, I look like crap today, why am I going here? Oh, people are going to look at me. But then, like, if I see but if I see someone else in that situation, I'm not going to care.
Yeah, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
It's Walmart. I'd be like,
Yeah.
This is where we all go to not be judged, and we all get judged and get called Walmart people.
It's like if
but we're all Walmart people if we go there. You know, if we look good when we're at Walmart, and if we don't. But if you look, let's be honest, if you're looking good at a Walmart, why? What's the point?
I meant that as a general example and whatnot. Like, of course, Walmart really nobody cares, but anywhere you go from that, unless it's like for the most part, nobody is thinking as much into it as you think, because you are your own worst critic.
You really are, yeah.
Yeah.
And I always say, like, if you're already your worst critic and your worst judge, because you know yourself, you've been with yourself through all the time that you've done something bad and nobody else saw, you were there with yourself. So why in the world do you need to do that when the world's already going to be like that? Like, it's going to sound a little cynical, but the world is literally like that. Nothing is ever like always positive all the time. I don't even think this is going to be an interesting topic at some point. I don't really know if we can get to a place where everything is, how dare you, phone? How dare you? I don't know if we can get to a place where there's nothing but peace, because the way human mind works and psychology is that we almost seek some danger. We seek some negativity a little bit, because we're not enjoying the positivity when there's no negativity to sort of counterbalance that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like that negativity actually makes us appreciate the positivity more.
Yeah.
So we start searching for it. If you look at any sort of really peace-looking place, instead of having these giant wars, like look at America now, a lot of the youngins now, we don't have the war. That it's not as big of a threat as it used to be at certain points of history. And now kids are looking for anything to sort of, I'm important, I'm doing something.
That's why you got people like occasionally when someone complains about something necessary, or like, you know, we should ban this thing or whatever. Yeah, it's like you're just looking for something to complain about.
Yeah, it's like, well, and it's weird too, because young people, I think, really want a purpose and really want something to grab onto, to be a part of something bigger. Yeah. But as great as that is, and I think a lot of us, including myself, want that, if we don't know much about the world, if you think about it, like a person who's young sort of looks at the world like it's a triangle cylinder. We're at the bottom of the triangle, right? This is so hard. How in the world? No, actually, that works. So it's a heart, and we're at the bottom. We think the world is like this. As we start to go up and learn, look how vast that gets. Look, do you see how vast that gets? It's a heart, and we start going inside the heart. It gets, the minute you get in there, you're like, what? I thought the world was this simple. Boom, now you're in this just, it's so much more complicated. And you start realizing, okay, I was thinking really pinpointed. But generally, the truth is never really just that one side of anything. It's very much somewhere in the middle. And you just have to make those hard decisions and start really realizing. But to make a difference in the world as a young person, the best way to do that, honestly, is to educate yourself and learn. Because if you don't know anything, you can't really help people. Yeah, and you don't know what to help and what's an actual problem.
Yeah, you can't just go off by like one tweet you see or whatever. Like
that is our generation now. One tweet and we're like up in arms, ready to stab someone. Megan, I have to stay off Twitter half the time. I'm like, what's today's issue that we're mad about? Yeah. And ultimately, we're already so busy with so much. Like, aren't we all so busy with so much stuff? How do we have time to be on Twitter for hours?
I don't know. Personally, I'm not on Twitter.
I don't use my Twitter very often.
Yeah, really, it's just Instagram, and then Facebook is just kind of there.
My Facebook is weird. Man, I ate something. Not ate something. I ate some air, and the air just dried in my throat. Yeah. No, I think it's just the dust or something. But my Facebook's weird because I used to have one Facebook, and that Facebook had like all my contacts, everything that I should have built up. And then for some reason my advertisements got messed up, and I don't understand why. Question real quick. Have you ever paid for Instagram advertisements?
No.
So for me, I don't know if it's a waste of money or not. Because when you pay for the posts, it doesn't do much for you.
Are you talking about when you're like promoting a post?
Yeah, when you're promoting a post.
Oh yeah, I haven't done that. I thought that I'll do that when I have a more sustainable job, maybe. But
yeah.
I don't know.
That makes sense because then you can make that back. Honestly, it does give you exposure. Problem is, you don't really get clickage rates. Yeah. Because they don't really promote it correctly, and they also let you pick who to promote it to, but they do it at such a slow rate that it doesn't even seem like people are actually seeing it.
Honestly, all I know is that like you keep doing what you love, and you know, meet more people. Networking is what's gonna
Networking
get you.
is the big thing.
Yeah.
But okay, so on the networking topic, right?
Yeah.
I think. Now I was homeschooled. What you went to school, right?
Oh, so as a military brat, I've been to multiple different schools. First, I went to like Xenia Academy in Ohio.
That's basically. I'm going to Ohio tomorrow.
Yeah, it's kind of like you could call it a private school, I guess. And private school for a little bit. Middle school, I went to. My dad was deployed in Germany, so we went with him. Yeah. And I went to school on base, Dodge schools, until freshman year. After freshman year, I moved here to Virginia.
How old is freshman year again? I don't even know the age range that you would be.
Age range? I was like 16.
16. Okay.
I would say. Wow, it's been a while. I would think 15, 16.
Somewhere around. Okay.
Somewhere around 15, definitely.
Yeah.
I moved here, and then I did sophomore year at... Where was it? Tab. Sophomore year at Tab High. Schools. Mm-hmm. And then I was homeschooled junior year. Wow. But all my friends were going to Grafton. So then my senior year, I went to Grafton just to see my friends.
But that's nice, though. You had already friends there.
And it was senior year. I could... I had a lot of control over my classes, but of course, the teachers, they toot your horn and make you feel like, oh, you could totally, you're done with math now, but you could totally do, this high level math level class. And, yeah, I'll do it. And then you immediately regret it and you drop out.
This is bad.
That's exactly what happened to me.
Forget this crap amount. Da, da, da. You know that meme?
Yeah.
Da, da, da.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. So, for you, how did you like being homeschooled versus all of the public school?
Homeschool, definitely, one, you're way more comfortable already.
Yeah.
And you basically, kind of learn things at your own pace. And two, it can help with the focus as long as you discipline yourself.
Yeah, you have to be really disciplined. That's the hard part.
There's a little more responsibility in that, but I know it was a great year for me. It's similar to college a little bit, too. It was a great year for me, though, because, chemistry. I did great in chemistry. Nice. And all I did was,
Yeah.
Excuse me. But yeah, I was homeschooled, and out of all things, chemistry was, one of my best subjects. And it was oh, this totally makes sense. And yeah. I'm somebody who has to really learn at my own pace.
Same. Same.
Public school is definitely not for everybody. The only reason I went back is because of friends.
You had friends already there.
And after dropping out a couple of classes that I regret going to, it got a little more easy going for me. That's
nice. I was going to ask something about that, but that was too fascinating. So I was forget my question. Wow. Okay. Wow. So you've really experienced both ends. So you really know what... It seems like public school... So if you think about public school, the way it's... The institution that is public school, it's really sort of train everyone to be very similar-minded. And let's get you... So we can get you out there. But it doesn't really lead you towards entrepreneurship or anything where it's freelancing. That's very hard.
It's more how well can you regurgitate information rather than retain it.
It's all memory.
There are some teachers who do know better, and they focus on the retaining memory.
Which is it's wonderful.
But the problem with that is that, one, they're not getting paid enough.
Yeah, the teacher salary is insane.
Not getting paid enough.
They are not getting paid enough. And substitutes either.
Yeah, and two, they still have to kind of work around the system as well.
They really do.
So.
And what's also hard is not only are they not getting paid enough, but it's almost like teachers have to deal with that the kids don't know how to be good kids. They're dealing with kids that aren't even being trained morals at home.
Yeah.
So the kids act kind of wild. I'm talking younger generation.
That's a parenting issue.
Exactly. So that's what makes it really hard is if the parents aren't really being there because they can't because they have to pay.
So if you're a parent and you're about to send your kid out to school, just be a good parent.
Be a great parent. Just spend that time.
Yeah.
I say that as while not being a parent. But the thing is, but from the child's perspective, even though neither of us are childs anymore, we're kids.
We were once.
We were at one point. So were you, parents. But it's really that time. honestly, if you're not spending that time, the child doesn't. You know what's interesting to me? I've talked to a numerous amount of people, and that are younger, because I work at a place where there's tons of just younger kids, and you realize a lot of these kids, they don't know their parents' mindsets on things. They don't. It's just that parents don't talk to their kids about important things as much as I thought that they did. Every day here, I talk to my parents, my mom, about something important. Like every morning, every time I wake up, mom's like, "Hey, what do you think about this? And by the way, psychology this." And I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I love that we're having deep conversations. Sometimes I'm not even up fully. Yeah. I'm like... And
it kind of helps with, like, connecting closer to your family as well.
Yeah.
The more you kind of understand them and what they believe and what they think and whatnot.
What their mindset is. You're not thinking that they're this one-minded thing. Because a lot of kids will grow up thinking, I guess dad is just this, mom is just that. But they don't know why their mom's just like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm lucky to have some down-to-earth parents, especially my dad.
That's awesome. So...
And we're back to family.
Yeah,
again.
Look at that. That fit. So I was going to ask you a question about family too. Look at that. So with family, how do I ask this question?
Who's my favorite?
Yeah. Who's your favorite parent? No.
Dog.
Very smart answer. As you've been growing closer to your parents and your family, what are some challenges that you've seen? Like, this was something that we had to get over together or something like that.
Man, I think the biggest one was deployment.
I mean, I'm a military family kid too, so
watch out for the mic.
Oh, that's true. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, mostly whether it's my dad being away for a bit or just us. No, the hardest thing I know for me especially was moving to a completely different place.
That is so hard.
I'm moving to a different school and whatnot, but you know.
And what branch of military was your dad?
Air Force.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. My family was Navy, so I'm a Navy brat.
Yeah.
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 Why do they call us brats?
I don't know.
I've never... Does anybody know why we're brats?
I don't know. Military child just sounds like...
It sounds not good. Like they put us in the military. And
but you know military child sounds like...
Like a child soldier?
That's what they would say in like ads and stuff.
Why don't you be a military child? I don't know.
Military brat.
You're an infantry. Infantry.
Infantry.
There we go. I like to use that as many times as I've used it.
Infantry. Interesting.
Right?
And now it's my phone going off.
No, your phone's the one being the bad one. And I feel bad. I should have checked why my thing's going off. I don't know.
That was the girlfriend.
Oh, speaking of that, we're about to get to that.
Relationships, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so... Okay, that makes sense, because I was going to say, with my family, Dad would go out for 6 months, long times, too. And it's like, you kind of forget what they look like. You forget what they sound like a little bit, depending on how young you are, that is. Yeah. So when you're really young, you're like, I don't remember. And then you see them again, and you're like, who's this person? And then power dynamics sort of change in the household. And you're just trying to figure out, like, who's in charge, what's going on. And you have to figure that out. And I think that's something that a lot of military families, they really have to sort that out, or at least talk to the kids about.
Yeah.
So they can be like, hey, so it's not like it's a certain parent is more in charge. It's just like understanding what their roles are in there. You know, because a lot of times they don't. You're just like, Mom said no. I'm like, go ask Dad.
Yeah.
You know?
Go ask your mom. Go ask your dad.
And then you're like, so we both said yes, because I want what I want, and it's happening right now. Okay, so, interesting. I was going to say, you have siblings, right?
I do, but I didn't grow up with them.
Got you, okay. Well, I was going to ask you closeness with siblings, but okay.
I mean, the good thing about not growing up with my brother is that we never got into any fights.
That works.
So, we're always on good terms.
That is
and
dope.
Especially now that I have a nephew now, and it's like,
yay!
That's even better. Yeah.
I bet. Okay. Yeah, I'm the oldest of 5, so there's tons of fights.
5?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Dang. I mean, I've seen some of your family members walk around here with like 5.
They're ninjas. They
in total, it's like family of 7.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. It's insane. It's so what's really weird about it is like. So there's a 4-year gap between myself and my younger sister. And what's crazy is when I came up, what does that mean? I was talking about family. So, man, that happens to me sometimes where it just things will cut out, and I'm like, well, good thing I know exactly where I left off.
Yeah.
So, what's crazy is I remember the specific story with my family where my sister took, and as I said, my sister's 4 years younger than me. I thought I was like the hot shot, and I was the only child. And then we get to Iceland. I'm like, man, we living. Like, I'm traveling the world by myself. And then my sister comes trotting in. And I'm like, oh, so it's you. What are you doing here? And the parents are like, oh, she's so lovely. We love her. And I'm like, oh, great. I'm glad you love her. I love her too. But I'm the show star. And then I had this keyboard. And she took it and would play it. And it took so much away from me because I was like, but that's my keyboard. You've taken my mom. You've taken my dad. And you've taken my keyboard. I know we're like the closest ever. But it's just funny that when you're young and you grow up so close in proximity, it's like every little thing. You're like, why you got that? It's mine. Like, it's really hard to get that closeness. But as you get older, this is probably, these past 2 years have been the closest I've been with my family. Like, siblings and everything, for the most part, yeah.
That's good.
Okay, so, your girlfriend was just texting you, and it reminded me that I want to ask you some questions about that.
All set.
Okay, so, your relationship, how long have you been in it?
We are coming up on 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so, like, next week will be our anniversary.
Oh my, what are you doing? Oh, wait, well, I can't answer that question. Just don't let Amari watch this. She can't see this.
Yeah, but, 2 years, we're doing...
What are y'all doing? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, no, I was saying we're doing really well.
Oh, no, I was going to ask her, what are y'all doing for the anniversary? No, I'm kidding. No, but y'all doing really well.
Yeah, we're doing really well.
That's good. So what are some of the challenges that you're allowed to talk about? Challenges that you've sort of...
I would say it would be,
from.
like,
is there anything you pulled from, like, your old relationships? Like, opinion-wise, is there anything...
Oh, well, I mean, things I've learned from old relationships, for sure.
Yeah.
Jealousy was probably one of the biggest ones.
Really?
One of the biggest lessons I had to learn, yeah.
There was on your end or her end or...
My end.
Okay.
But back then, before...
Yeah, right before.
Before Amari. Her name is Amari, by the way. She's amazing. If you're watching this, awesome. I love you so much. All right.
I'm going to cry.
What was I saying?
She is pretty dope, though, for real, though. That's the cousin right there. Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah, she is starting to be a performer.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, on stage. What was I saying?
You started thinking about her, and then everything disappeared.
I know, right? Yeah.
That's how I am when I think about my bunnies.
Been together for 2 years. Oh, yeah, things I've learned from past relationships that I think of maybe better now. So,
yeah.
Jealousy, right? The first serious relationship I got into, like, for real, this girl had a very flirty personality, right?
That's hard to deal with. When you're young, too. You're like,
yeah.
What are you doing?
And I was about, like, 17 at the time, I think. 16, 17. And she went to a completely different school as well. And, like, she had a flirty personality, which wasn't her fault. She was very close with her friends, but it would make it awkward for me because I would just be kind of sitting there while everybody's all over her. It's like, all right.
How all over her were they?
I'm exaggerating a little bit.
Hugging her? Was she sitting on their laps? Were they, like, playing around and, like, touching each other's necks or something?
I don't know. Basically, like, she was one of those people where she responds very well to people, like, at all. Like, she's one of those people that you could easily mistaken for them liking you, but it's not that way. They just really like people.
Gotcha.
So, and that's not her fault. That's just how she was. But I didn't know how to handle it. Yeah. And I got, like, jealous about it and whatnot. I was trying to be respectful as well.
That's awesome.
But, like, the thing is with, like, bad relationships, the abuser doesn't always know exactly what they're doing. 100%. I didn't realize that when I was being jealous and stuff, I was also playing the victim, but I didn't realize I was doing that.
It's hard to see it. Yeah. It really is.
Yeah, but after that ended, like, I'm definitely better off, like, mostly just over the jealousy thing now. Like, I mean, sometimes you get a little jealous as
I
well.
mean,
But
that's human.
I mean, that's a good sign, though.
Yeah, that means you want the person.
Yeah, but not so much to the point where you're afraid.
You're restricting them.
Yeah.
And like,
you
hey,
don't do that.
I'm telling you, I had one relationship where I couldn't. I mean, I haven't been in a relationship. You know,
like you definitely, because they're their own person as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, respect that they have friends to see and whatnot,
like,
and
if they have friends that they've been had before you, I like to. The way I like to do it is, you've already had these friends before you. I'm not gonna jump in and just be like, delete, because they were there before I was. But I do want to get to a point where I have built up that relationship.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, now they're not your best friends. I'm taking that role.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's easy. It's so easy to get paranoid. But think of it this way: the person you're dating, the person there who's with you likes you so much that they're like, y'all get close to each other in ways that friends can't.
Yeah. That's the scary part, though, because. So that's what I was going to talk about, is that I've had not a relationship, but like an almost relationship. I've had a few of those. And it was like, I wouldn't get jealous, but I'd start getting jealous. Because at first I was like, oh, do whatever you want. That's cool. That's chill. Like, I've seen that in family where someone's so jealous, like the other person you can't have any male friends. You can't do this. You can't go anywhere. And I'm like, I definitely don't want that. You can do your thing. I'm going to trust you, and if you don't, then we're done. But I will trust you, and I'll let you do your thing. And I'll even talk to you about it, even if something did happen, and we'll talk. But I'm not going to sit there and let you just completely go over me and do whatever. But because I won't do that to you. So I want that sort of respect back forth.
Yeah.
But I've seen it where the person can't do anything, and the other person's really, really controlling. And I'm like, all you're building is resentment in that person, you know?
Yeah.
But what scares me is that I've seen it where the person will like control everything, and then the person literally is like, okay, that's my friend, and then starts kissing on the friend, and you're like,
oh,
not controlling is what I meant to say. So like, that's what I was doing. I wouldn't be controlling anything. I'd be like, do your thing, and then she goes out there and she's like, yeah, so I'm making out with this guy, and I'm like, okay,
bruh.
I thought, okay, and it's like, I'm with this person, is my friend, and you're just like, that's your friend that you make out with? That's your friend that you hug? That's your friend that you, like, you can hug, but like,
yeah, but like
they're playing around with it too much. Like, they're going past that boundary.
Yeah, I think that's honestly, that was kind of my issue with the ex that I was talking about.
That's what I was asking. I was
not
like,
quite to that extreme, honestly, but it was kind of like that. I don't know. It was odd.
I don't know. I wouldn't even.
Anyway, I got over like trust issues and
that's great.
Jealousy and stuff. I don't know how, but
trust
I
issues
guess
are one of the hardest things in a relationship to deal with.
It's all perspective, really. It's all perspective, and I think trust is like one of the most important things to have. That's what you want. In a good relationship, right? And right now, I believe I have that with Mari. Like,
that's wonderful.
And like, she has guy friends and stuff like that and whatnot, and they'll like go do stuff and whatnot. But it's like, like I really feel like I know her.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah, you want trust, and to get trust, there's communication. Communication
really builds the trust, though.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the communication, it's really hard to know what they're thinking and to know that the trust is there. It's sometimes it's scary because you're like, I don't know where your mind's at. Like, like, is it me or is it that, or you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, and if like something's bothering you about something, anything,
you gotta just be honest.
Yeah,
because it'll sit in you, and you will turn that will start turning into resentment for your partner, and you don't want resentment building for your partner, and your partner doesn't even know why, and you don't even know why you're upset.
Yeah, and if you're not sure how to explain something that you're feeling, like either give it some time or like just speak from the heart. Because if you're not being clear about it, that's just gonna frustrate your partner.
And you can even be like, "Hey, I haven't figured this out exactly, but I'm kind of feeling like this. Please don't take any of this like really hardcore. I just want to explain. I'm not.
We
sure.
are not we are not relationship experts.
We aren't, especially me. I haven't been in it.
Obviously, but yeah.
You can, I think you can really learn.
Yeah.
Without being a guru.
Yeah.
This is all experiences. And
just speaking from experience.
Masters talking about how to be in the perfect relationship, because that don't exist.
Yeah.
But you can get really close. I think you can get really, really close.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, too, about your relationship. Is, did you foresee yourself getting into something that, like, the feelings you have now, did you ever see yourself in the past getting to where you are right now? Were you like, I don't know if I could have...
It's kind of funny, because I was... when we were, like, kind of flirting with each other and whatnot, and she was mostly coming on to me, actually. And... but at the time, like, it wasn't too long after I had gotten out of a relationship, and I knew I was about to go up to Pennsylvania to study media production. I was going to go up there for, like, a whole year, and I had never done long-distance relationship before. I wasn't really sure about that, so I was kind of trying to avoid that, but... Yeah. And she kept on trying as well, and she didn't see why we couldn't still... try us out and make this work, which was great, and eventually convinced me. I was like, okay, let's do this.
Man,
she'll tell it differently. It makes me sound absolutely terrible.
I've heard her version.
I mean, honestly,
I have heard her version.
Yeah, no, I was being.
That's crazy. Our story. I have a bunny that I'm in love with, and it's the sweetest little bunny, and I'm like, the bunny tried everything for me, but I didn't know, and then the bunny just jumped in my lap, and it's become my bunny.
Yeah, no, but I was being can I say that word?
I know what you want to say.
I'm gonna leave that later. I was being a bitch. I was a big bitch.
And why do you think you were? Why do you think you were being that way?
Well, because, like, with the whole long-distance relationship kind of thing.
Were you afraid that there was going to be something that didn't work well if you tried to, like, make it work? Were you afraid that you were going to do something that messed it up?
I don't know. It's that whole, like
this can't happen.
Especially high school relationship thing where you're all wishy-washy about, like, oh, what if this ruins this or stuff, or, like, I'm moving away now, so we can't be together. But the difference was that I was going to come back.
Exactly.
So, but
and she could see that. She was like, "You'll be back." I'm like, what are you talking about? You'll be back in my arms. I mean, yeah.
It was definitely not easy, and like basically most of the first year of our relationship was long distance.
Wow.
And it was not easy.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, but once you come back, and I did visit as well, but that only makes the relationship stronger. Like, don't be afraid of distance, especially if you can visit and stuff like that.
You can still make distance work. I think what distance doesn't work is when you really don't know yourself, because then you're sort of lying to yourself. You're like, yeah, I want this person, and you're like, but I act like, this is how I sort of explain that. Imagine you want someone, but for the sake of simplicity, let's say the person likes pizza, you hate pizza. Just for there could be anything. You could put any sort of other thing in where you have a disagreement in. Or a disagreement as in one side has a certain mindset or philosophy and the other person doesn't have the same mindset. But you like the person that you're attracted or something like that. So for instance, one person likes pizza, you don't like pizza like the other person does. And you're trying to make this relationship work, but you're not realizing, hey, fundamentally, I own a pizza business and he doesn't like pizza. And I'm trying to go over there and get this person, and you're like sort of lying to yourself. You're like, yeah, I can change him. I can totally change him completely, and he'll like pizza. But it's like,
it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't. You trying to change someone that much? That's like a fundamental thing. That's kind of hard.
And that's the thing.
And you really shouldn't.
In relationships, you're going to have different opinions, different preferences, stuff like.
Yeah.
The biggest differences between myself and my girlfriend is entertainment preferences. Like, I like action movies. She likes musicals and plays.
So you must love Marvel because it's like both, except without the singing.
It is not easy seeing Marvel movie with her. And she knows this. She knows this as well. She doesn't like long, drawn-out action sequences.
Really?
But I live for that, yeah. And
I didn't know that. Amari, you've been hiding out from me. What? Really?
She likes Marvel because of Iron Man and Black Panther.
Okay.
And now she's even more excited because I don't care about in-game spoilers anymore. So
yeah,
it's over. So basically, Captain America passing on the mantle.
Dude, Sam is now.
So, yeah,
that's
dude,
insane.
and totally, Black Captain America was a thing in the comics as well.
Yeah, that was a really
I saw
cool
it coming a mile away.
Me
as
too,
soon as
dude.
I saw him standing there with the shield, I was like,
"Oh,
I know it's gonna happen."
Get it? Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, but
and I'm gonna be Black Spider-Man. It's still gonna happen.
Yeah, and but yeah, we have like our differences with that kind of stuff, and especially with like audio and stuff. Like
with audio, what do you mean?
Well, like she wanted to get these Beats headphones, right?
Yeah.
But then I'm like, oh, you should get Bose. They're better quality. But she's like, but Beats are not cute. And it's like,
yeah, I can hear that in her voice.
Yeah,
Beats
but
are not cute.
but you know, you have to accept that you're gonna like different things and whatnot, and there's going like. But with differences like that, you can work around.
Those are all differences you can.
And definitely don't force it. Like, you know.
Yeah, don't force it. Okay, so to
you can't
clarify,
change someone else's mind. Only they can change their mind.
100%.
But yeah, but like
you can show them the good life.
Yeah, and
wait for
despite all our differences, I think you know. We're still doing pretty good. We've got like similar morals and stuff.
That's what I was specifically talking about. Like what? So that's why I said pizza, because some people really are adamant about food, but not everybody is like me.
I don't like food.
I know people who are like, I don't like food. I'm like, eh.
That's crazy.
Right? Yeah, it's insane. I'm picturing them and I'm like, you're weird.
I'm sorry for anyone who doesn't like food.
I'm sorry, you're not gonna like a lot of my videos. No, but what's insane though is like, so let's take the pizza out. Let's just say one person, and I'm not talking about the morals of drugs, but I guess I'm going to.
All right.
All right. Sorry, y'all. No, let's put it like this. One person is a smoker, one person isn't. One person sees it as something that you don't really want to do too much, just due to the fact that they like to be in control of themselves. They're like, I mean, other people can do it, but that's not for me. And I don't want to do something that much that I can't even control or know where I'm at in my mind. Whereas, and that's basically where I sit. Whereas, then maybe if I try to get with a partner and she's like, oh, I smoke like every day and I need it. That, I have to lie to myself that I'm going to even be okay with that. And then when I'm trying to make it work, I'm sitting there like...
Obviously, when you have concerns, especially about someone else's health, or if there's something that they do that you feel affects you in a negative way, like obviously...
Especially with secondhand smoke and all those things. Those are things that still get you.
And honestly, circling back to relationships again. Sorry,
yeah.
But...
100%. Like, that's exactly what we're talking about.
You know, communicate with each other.
You have to talk about it, because I'm sure you could still work something out.
And if y'all really are meant to be, it's going to work out as long as you're just being, you know, honest and straightforward with each other.
Yeah.
And accepting that you're gonna have some differences, like with preferences on entertainment and stuff. Like, that's not a deal breaker.
It's not a big deal. And actually,
and
even
if
the
the other
thing
person
wasn't a
just
deal breaker.
refuses to change something that you feel is unhealthy or is taking a toll on you or the relationship, like, then it might not be meant to be.
It's compromise. Relationship is compromise. Like I was saying, that doesn't even mean that has to break, but you have to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Okay,
if you really love this person, you gotta be willing to be okay with some things that they like, some things that you know. That's fine, you know.
Yeah, and that's fine.
And it's okay to bring on your opinions, to suggest things to the other person and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I mean, naturally, obviously, if you're meant to be together, naturally, like your ideas and your interests are going to kind of merge.
Yeah.
And it'll get to the point where like
y'all you start the same things by accident.
That or cool. Like you'll start saying things that they say.
Oh yeah, totally. Or like, laughing like them.
Like, we love pizza. My girlfriend refers to herself. My girlfriend refers to herself as we. It's just a little quirk that she has that I totally do not get, and then I find myself doing that. It's like, wait, what? Or like saying like, you know, instead of, oh, you know, you're doing your thing, go do your thing. I'll be like, oh, go off.
You're right. She doesn't go.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
it's
You're
crazy.
right.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
you
Are
really,
there anything
you really
else that you've
become
picked
one.
up from her, like movement wise or something?
No.
Yeah.
But definitely like we both really like comedy, and so like I guess isn't exactly answering the question, but there are like when you find something that you do both like, it's like, oh yes.
Yes.
But,
My bunny.
and like
I have to talk about my bunny. My bunny.
bunny.
We like so many of the same things. It just works. It's like the perfect thing. I just sit with my bunny and I. It's all bunny. It's all that means that in bunny language that means it is all good. We like a lot of the same things. It actually works much better than a
Yeah. I would say like it's good to have differences though. If you two are like exactly
that
the same person, you're just gonna get competitive.
I could not date myself.
I could not. I would hate that.
I would hate.
If my girlfriend was exactly like me, I don't know. That would be annoying.
Actually, I like my bunny.
Yeah, and even
because
sometimes
my
like,
bunny's different than me.
Yeah, and then
or than I.
And sometimes
is it than I or than me?
What?
Going up to different directions. My bunny, because you have a relationship, I have to have one for this sake of this. My bunny,
right.
my bunny. I said, what I really like is that my bunny's so much different than I. That's what I'm really loving. Does that mean? Do I say than I or than me? It's than I. My bunny is different than I.
Than me.
It is than me.
Than me.
Because I said than me first, and then I corrected myself with a grammar Nazi that was incorrect.
Either way, we know what you're saying.
Okay, there we go. Continue.
Context, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, as I was saying, you'll have your differences and stuff, but like, so.
Have there been any differences that were kind of hard at first?
I mean, mostly it was just entertainment preferences.
That is a good sign.
Like, cause like, music is a big one. We like very different types of music.
Okay, explain.
I'm like a total metalhead right now.
Yeah,
I'm into EDM as well, but like not people that most people listen to, like pop. I'm more like house or something like that.
I like house,
and not everybody can get into it. And like with metal, like I like really heavy metal. She likes the instrumentals, but she doesn't like the screaming. She likes songs, basically anything that she can dance to,
or music,
or
theater,
if it's
maybe?
Panic at the Disco. But
okay.
yeah, but it works.
Interesting. So do you ever have any times where you're like playing something and she's like, eh?
Yeah. Well, she won't really say anything, but I can tell like, that's enough of that. But we have found like some middle grounds with that as well, and it's nice having someone with vastly different things that they like to listen to, because it kind of forces you to explore. Like I heard some songs that she played that I kind of liked. I was like, okay, I can get down to this. I kind of get it. Or like she'll play something that's totally completely foreign to me or whatever, and like it's entertaining because like, what is this? And like, this is my music. It's like, okay,
that is cool.
But yeah, and then sometimes you'll find like converging genres because there's so many subgenres.
There's so many,
and there's things that you'll both like and listen to.
Yeah. Luckily
Old
for
Town
me,
Road. we'll both sing Old Town Road if it comes on the radio.
Of course, but that's a good thing. A lot of people are like, I don't like country music, but Old Town Road though.
Oh man, that is interesting.
Country
rap,
right? I've been waiting for that merger. I've really been waiting for it.
It is a thing, but there's so much of it that's bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've been waiting for a good, because I've looked it up and listened.
There's a subgenre called hip hop.
You're right. No, dude, there's some really good hip hop though. There's one guy who has a country accent, but he sort of raps on like a trap beat. I like that when you can make it sound a little more country, that the extra rap beat.
Yeah.
But this guy, I forget his name. He has like the country accent and everything, and he raps like something similar to like Joyner Lucas merged with Logic. He sounds like something in between them two.
Interesting.
But he has like that country flow. It's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. There is some good ones. There's also some really cringy ones, but you have that with every genre.
Every genre.
Every single one. Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, I like, because of all my music background, I like so much music. There are things that I get annoyed with, as like everyone. But for the most part, I actually like so much music that I'm down to hear most things.
Yeah.
Which helps, because, like, if I didn't like a lot, I can only, because music is such an important thing to me,
Mm-hmm.
if I didn't like something, like, most of the stuff I don't like, a lot of people don't even know about. So I'm like, okay, good. Because don't play that. But nobody would know, so I'm fine. You know?
Yeah. And yeah. Good thing about in a relationship, if your partner has vastly different interests,
earplugs exist. And headphones. Yeah, get some of those.
But the good thing of having differences in likes and stuff, you know, it kind of helps you see other parts of the world and whatnot, different perspectives. It helps you explore more. And if you really are meant to be together, you know, you're both going to converge, and you'll become better.
Halves.
You're a
yin and yang, and you got to make that work and connect. Two whole world. Can you imagine that?
I will say that it's more like. Actually, it's more like two whole people coming together.
Yeah, well, that's what you want.
But
a lot of relationships where someone isn't fully themselves yet, and they jump with someone else, like they just don't realize that you don't want to be. You can be not fixed. You can be a broken person, but a lot of times people are getting into these relationships and they're not ready.
No,
they're not a whole person right now, and they're sort of looking for another person to make them whole.
Yeah,
and I hear that a lot.
Yeah, and
what you want to do is be a whole person, and someone else adds on to you, so you become two whole, not half.
And that's why, like.
That scared me.
Whoa.
Something is just.
But that's why, like, I'm glad that I've been through those past relationships, because that's helped me grow as a person, and now I'm better off for it. And I mean, things are going great right now. I hope I didn't say, like, I'm trying not to say something stupid, you know.
I know what you mean.
I think I know what I'm talking about.
I think I know what I mean. I think I know.
As you're spitballing stuff, you know, sometimes you'll say things in some way and it easily gets misinterpreted.
And it's just because you're like kind of, I mean, we're sort of thinking as we're speaking, so.
Yeah,
or that's usually how you speak.
Yeah.
I don't know. What I love though, just to touch on that thing, and then I have something specific I want to talk with you about. When you're talking about the seeing different perspectives and things, I think that's one of my favorite things about a good friendship, a good relationship, is when you find someone that just explodes your mindset. Like, so it's like, hey, this exists in the world. This exists in the world. This exists. That, and you're like, what in the world? And like within even our friendship, we're just. There's so many things that we're kind of having to push ourselves to do just so we can meet the needs together. And we're learning so much, and it's just like, I feed off of that a little bit. And I think whenever you find someone like that, that's a good friendship. Yeah. Because you want to be growing with whoever you're with. Because
you grow together.
Yeah, exactly. You really do.
Yeah.
That was a great conversation.
That was.
Yes.
I also forgot, like...
What?
I'm wearing one of my favorite pieces of jewelry. This is...
a puzzle piece. Okay.
Yeah, puzzle piece. This was a gift from my girlfriend. We both have, like, these puzzle pieces. It was, like, our first initials engraved on there. I can't really see it in the video. But, yeah. That's something you want to get your partner if, like, you're really sure you and your partner, like, want to stay together.
Yeah, I agree.
But, yeah.
Totally agree.
No, we're definitely at that point. It's great.
That's wonderful. I was going to ask you, because we were about to talk. We have such an issue where, how dare you, phone? Like, it loves to do that. So the last thing I want to talk to you about, bro.
Oh, snap.
Dude, you're talking about Resident Evil?
Yes!
Oh, my goodness.
Going to video games
We
now.
like games, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't like games...
Most people do, it's fine.
But, okay, great, because we're at the point where a lot of people are actually... It opens up. Now a lot of people can like games, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Man.
So and some people like different types of games. Like,
Which is
Roller Coaster Tycoon is a video game, alright?
And that's fun. And I actually enjoy it sometimes.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. Yeah. It's one of those games where you get to sort of control... I love these games where you can control the effects of things.
Yeah, and like
that dummy crash dummy and simulators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even ones that aren't really accurate simulators.
Are they really simulators? Are they even simulators at that point?
Goat Simulator?
That is great. I know exactly how to be a goat now.
Yep.
Is there...
Just run into a gas station and blow up.
Blow the whole thing up and you just fly away. You don't die as a goat. Goats don't die.
I was talking about Resident Evil because I was talking about how... I don't even remember how it came up, but it was off camera when I mentioned it.
I was like, bro, we can talk about this.
because I bought this PS2 off of my cousin,
Man,
and it still runs flawlessly.
To the days, man.
Yeah, I'm catching up on some missing childhood, and I'm thinking, you know what? I'm gonna buy a scary game, Resident Evil 4. All right,
dude, that game's actually really scary.
It is like. And we are back in business. We got cut off yet again.
Yet again.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Resident Evil video games. Talk to me about it.
I've only been playing Resident Evil 4. It's the only one I've started playing. So
PlayStation 2 days, man.
Yeah, when I mentioned it off camera, I was going to talk about how like old video games like that I feel like are even scarier. Simply because the way like the audio is mixed and stuff like that.
No, you're right.
And like the bad character models and stuff like that, it gives a whole otherworldly thing to it.
It does. It doesn't look partially real.
The music is so effective. Mm-hmm. It like even when you know you are safe, and just the regular music has got like, it's got this really unsettling vibe to it, and even got one of those. I don't know what they're called. I'm gonna do like a sound effect thing where it was like shing. It's like.
Oh no, it's chilling.
What? Yeah. Who's there? Or like, I even got scared by just a cow mooing, but because it did not sound like a cow.
And it didn't look like a cow either.
No, well, it did like a polygonal cow.
There's something about the polygonal look.
It's not super polygonal because it's the PS2 and it had pretty good graphics for the time, but it still works well for some reason. But yeah, just like the way the audio was mixed.
It had such creepy music.
Oh, yeah?
And it was very atmospheric. There's something about older games where it was just... I think it's also the freedom because they were sort of working with boxes, so everything was like on a box. Now it's like we're playing games and it's a painting that you can't operate with.
And that retro MIDI soundtrack kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just... There's something about it when they try that makes it so unsettling. Mm-hmm. It's like it's
creepy.
Some of the scariest games I've ever seen were like they were made recently, but they were purposely made to look like these really old like PlayStation games. And like so there's this collection of games where it goes from like what's it called? Power Drill Massacre or something like that.
Oh, okay.
The Power Drill Massacre.
I've seen it on like YouTube.
And there's like the latest one is like the 9, and then they also had a Santa one. I forgot what it's called, but it's like a murderous Santa. Yeah, but like you basically it gives like a VHS kind of look filter to it.
Really?
And very like old like the way the audio is mixed. It's like it's like low bit sounds that don't sound realistic at all, and I think that's why it's so scary and whatnot.
Because if you think about it too, nowadays the games are very much they try to make it look as real as possible.
Yeah,
and that
you can absolutely make a terrifying game with that, but
it can be effective. But there's something creepy about that. The whole atmosphere, the whole world looked creepy in Resident Evil 4 and 3.
Out loud reactions. There's so many times I've been playing that game where some enemy will shout in like a deep growly voice. I'm like, oh, where?
Yeah. Which one is it with the dogs jumping out of the
That would be Resident Evil 2, I think.
Yeah, 2 was
or was it 1? No.
I can't remember.
I think it was 1.
I can't even remember.
It was one of the first two.
You walk through that hallway and you just hear
I think it was
jumps right out.
Yeah.
That was atmospheric. There's something, and also I think the fixed camera.
The fixed camera did thing as well, but like Resident Evil 4, I think, is the first one in the series
that's where it wasn't as fixed, right?
The older over-the-shoulder thing.
Yeah.
The over-the-shoulder camera
angle.
That's the first one that they did it on, and it still works. I think what adds part to the scariness of it, like the stress of when you're under attack and stuff and you have to fend for yourself, is the controls are so bad.
That's true too.
The way you have to move around,
fighting the controls.
Yeah, you can't. You can look around with the right stick, but you don't move with the right stick.
Yeah.
Like it's just like peeking around and that snaps back. But the way you turn, you have to go left and right on the left analog.
It's so constrictive.
It is, but I think whether it was on purpose or not, it's very effective.
Very much so, because a lot of times
Yeah.
you're just like, I'm trying to get away from this thing,
Yeah.
and I can't. And as you're turning around, like you got to fight the controls just to do it.
Yeah.
And I think horror games are good, like, or at least older games that are horror games, in which when the controls kind of get you stuck, it actually feels like it's part of the game.
Yeah.
It only makes your experience scary.
Yeah, I think what really makes a scary game is just good audio, man.
That audio is so important.
Sound is everything. Huh?
Same with movies too, though.
Yeah.
Scary audio will jack you up.
Dude, yeah.
You turn up that audio, put some squeaky, squeaky, squeak. That changes the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man,
It's freaky. Dude, have you played, okay, fighting games?
Yes.
What's your favorite fighting game?
Oh no. Okay, so I love the Smash Brothers series with all my heart.
I'm sorry. I was gonna save these for my trip to Ohio, and it's not
Just
happening.
start eating them.
They're good. I haven't had Mike Ike. Continue. Mike and Ike mukbang.
Oh man.
Dude, I'd not stop eating.
But yeah, I love the Smash Brothers series with all my heart, but I think some of my absolute favorites come down to like Soul Calibur and Tekken.
Soul Calibur is so good. Tekken, yeah.
The reason why, I don't know why, there's something about the whole 360 space that you can move in just makes it fun.
Yeah, I like the three. Well, I will say Soul Calibur, when you're not used to it, it feels
it's
really
very awkward.
Right?
The controls are so different from most fighting games.
Like, Tekken is easier to get into when you're a newer player than Soul Calibur, but Soul Calibur has some, like, it's the difficulties, well, not the difficulty, but it scales. Your skill scales.
Yeah, it's definitely a steep climb in terms of getting used to the controls and learning how the combos work and stuff. So if you're just starting out with Soul Calibur, go with Sigrid first.
Okay,
He's the easiest to play just because his moves are so, like, his transitions and his combos are really smooth. Like, he'll get into a position change for the next attack. So.
I like it when you don't have an animation that, like when someone hits you and it, like, breaks the whole fight and the animation is so freaking long. You're like...
Recovery.
Yeah. It's like, stop it. Can this animation stop already? I really like Dead or Alive, though. Did you like that series?
Oh man, I have never played it myself. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I do know enough about it. It looks really cool.
Dude, what's cool about the Dead or Alive series is that it's picture Tekken, but a little bit faster and a little easier to, like... I'm telling you, there are a lot of combos where you literally just move your feet, move the bottom part of the stick, and you're just doing all these combos. You're like, what in the world? And someone else can stop you easily. It's like, it's not hard for you to...
Are you talking about auto combos?
Sort of, but I'll put it like this. Down to the left, that's an attack. While you're clicking, like, A, and then you go, like, down, and it's direction-based. So you can move.
I like that.
And you're getting all these types of attacks in, and you're like, whoa. I wasn't expecting to do anything.
And that's what I like about fighting games, is the best thing is when you learn a new move.
You're like, whoa, I didn't know I could do that.
Like, you're telling me that I can just stab someone and throw them on the other side just by... Yeah.
Dude, well, see, in Tekken, what makes it hard for me is that it has, like, the A, B's, it has, like, the red, like, the combos are very difficult to understand when you're, like, new to that.
Same with Soul Calibur, because it doesn't show you the actual buttons on the controller. It shows it as, like, because you can't...
It's arcade or something.
Yeah, I think you can't. Either you can change the bindings, or they're just doing it, like, all across the board for different consoles.
That confuses me.
Because instead of, like, X, it'll show, like, A or something.
Yeah, like a green A. And I'm like, is this for X, Y? Like, what's going on?
I mean, on Soul Calibur, they don't even have colors. It's just letters.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just the letters and, like, some directions.
Which Soul Calibur? Was it Soul Calibur 5 or 4 when you could play as Yoda?
I think that's 4.
4, okay.
I'm pretty sure it was 4 or 5.
Well, okay, 1 I know you could play as Ezio.
No. I think you're thinking of 2.
Really?
Soul Calibur 2, if you're playing on Xbox, you can play as Yoda.
Wow.
And if you play it on GameCube, you can play as Link. And if you play it on PlayStation, you can play as
Ezio? Is that the one where you can play as Ezio? Which one was it you could play as Ezio from Assassin's Creed?
That's later, much later.
That's like 7 or something, 6 or.
No, there's not 7. There's only 6 so far.
So that what am I thinking about? Because I guess I never really realized the numbers that I'm on.
I think that one would be. I haven't
played the GameCube.
That one might be 3 or 4, something like that.
I think it's 4.
Maybe.
I might be absolutely off. Someone tell me in the comments how off I am.
Yeah, and then if you in Soul Calibur 2, if you play on PlayStation, you can play as what's that guy from Tekken?
It's
Heihachi? Yeah.
Yeah. No, Heihachi though is the one with the
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's it.
Him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my favorite character in Tekken, I don't know which which iteration it was, but there was this one guy who does a drunken fire style. Ooh, he got like long white hair and he did like break dances.
He's so dope.
That was dope. Dude, I love that.
I like any fighting game where they put a break dancer in it.
I like trolly characters that aren't so trolly with one move.
Is it Tekken that has that bear? No.
Yeah,
it is the bear. Yeah.
You can play as a bear.
I couldn't remember because Dead or Alive has some funny characters too.
And a special move where you just slap someone with a fish.
Dude, I used to do that so many times.
Dude, I love it when fighting games get weird.
That's like the whole point. Like you're playing a game.
Voldo from Soul Calibur. Probably the weirdest character I've ever played in a fighting game.
There's some weird. Well, I will say, what's that one? Skullgirls. Have you played Skullgirls?
Skullgirls? No, I haven't.
Skullgirls is like a 2D sort of 2D fighter, and they have like a girl who's a cat that sort of has like this cat cloak all over her head, and it covers like her eyes, and it's like she has like these hair paws. It's like her hair and his paws.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Right?
Yeah.
And literally, she's just like, and then she just shacks you
I
up.
remember. I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah.
She
rips people to shreds. Like, oh man. Dude. So Smash Bros. What's your favorite character in Smash Bros? Because you said you love Smash Bros.
So I have like 2 mains, which would be Wolf and Zelda.
Really? Why Wolf? I used to play Wolf a lot.
I like Wolf just because he's like Fox but different. His forward B is like diagonal.
Yeah, I do like that.
And he has similar moves, but they act in like very different ways.
I can't tell you how many times
his blaster has a blade on it.
Saved me. That's it, dude. Someone was like,
I like him because
right
I like him because you feel like an animal playing him.
That's true.
I think that's
you
why
feel like
you
savage.
feel ferocious. Yeah, you feel savage. I think I would love playing Ridley. I wanted that, but I don't have a Switch.
Neither do I.
But dude, man, I like playing ferocious characters like that. And then with Zelda. I don't know. I just like her moveset. I did used to spam the forward B with the exploding fire. But I learned to be a better sport, and I learned her other moves, and I figured out, she's so powerful.
She is really powerful.
Some hard, I have this.
You can actually combo chain from that fire thing, and then you jump right around.
You know her death kick, like her midair death kick. Dude, that thing can one shot you.
Dude, easily. Dude, one guy literally I did the fire thing. To get them away from the ledge. They bounced off, they're falling down, and as they're trying to recover from that, they jump up, I jump right over them. Yeah. And they're down. Yeah.
But I just she has a diverse moveset. She has a good defensive moves, as well as offensive. And I don't know, she just has a good mix of
she's actually
heavy,
really
quick, and defensive stuff.
And very good,
She's a balanced character.
I like her.
And her teleporting move.
That is good.
That's really nice to have.
It's far.
You can mess. Yeah, and you can really mess with people. You can just teleport and just hold down and then re-teleport at the same place, so they think you're moving, but you
didn't go anywhere.
No.
And they're like,
wait,
where'd she go?
No. And you can damage him with it too.
It's really dope. Especially, I love all the characters that have deflection. Anything where they can reflect.
Or counters.
Yeah, I love the counters.
Like Marth and Ike, you can just...
Dude, Ike was my guy in Melee.
Yo.
In Melee. Is it Melee? Melee. It's Melee. Melee, yeah.
Melee?
I've
heard people say Melee. It's
and I'm
Melee.
Like,
it's Melee.
It's Melee. It's Melee. If you're one of those, it's Melee.
He's in Melee and Brawl, and I think he's in... I think he was in the other ones.
No, he's in the new one. The Ultimate.
I liked him.
I don't remember if he was in Infinite. I'm not Infinite.
He is his attacks are beefy.
Dude, he's got power. Ike hits.
It's one of those characters where they have slow-moving, powerful attacks, so you have to time it right.
That one
if
where
you got good
jump
timing,
and the sword goes boom. You can hear the sound effect.
It's so satisfying.
It's really satisfying. I will say, it's super satisfying too when you do that up B and you die. It's satisfying just because you go.
Or like if you play as
really?
Bowser, you do it forward B, do the suicide move.
Yeah,
I did that.
Did you ever do the suicide where you would grab someone? That sounds so bad. But have you ever done the suicide where you ate somebody as Kirby?
Yep, and walk off the edge.
Man, dude, I got so many people with that.
With Bowser, you're guaranteed to kind of win with that. If if you're playing on stocks, if you both have like one stock and you use that move, technically they're the first one to die, so you win anyway.
That works. Okay. Well, have you done? There's a Donkey Kong one too, where
really?
you can. Yeah, I used to do it with Donkey Kong all the time because you could. It's Donkey Kong, at least in Melee. I think you could do it in Brawl too. You would grab somebody, put them on your back.
Oh, and then
walk off to the edge and throw them.
You would have to do it quick though.
You would have to do it fast because they can get out in
mm-hmm.
seconds. But what would happen is a lot of people, at least in the beginning, didn't know what they were like. What in the world? Because it's not done a lot.
Because at first when you grab someone to pick someone up, you have to then input another command to throw them.
Mm-hmm.
But
you want to walk them a little bit so you can at least get them close enough to the edge so you can get them to get out.
Yeah.
You know? But it's hard though because a lot of people there's like 2 seconds of invincibility frames, you know, and then after that they're getting out of that.
Mm-hmm.
How were you with Mario?
Mario?
I love Mario's.
He's like the definition of a balanced character.
He's super balanced. I'm not losing a single one of these mics.
So he's a good safe bet. Luigi as well.
Luigi, I felt like they overpowered him because he had that side like boom like. You
think he was overpowered? Meta Knight. He got banned from online matches.
Oh no,
that's how good he was,
dude. Well, I mean, he had.
His recovery was unmatched.
No one could beat him. Kirby's couldn't even beat him. You know who was close though? Roy. No, Roy. No, not Roy.
Roy.
What? Pit.
Okay, yeah, he's got some. Yeah,
they cut his down a lot when they got him to Wii U, and then they got him in the Ultimate. It's way less.
Yeah,
it's almost not even it doesn't even look the same.
Yeah.
Because I used to use that so many times.
Yeah, and they nerf characters like that.
Dude,
sometimes it works out.
Bayonetta?
No. Listen, I've only played up to Brawl.
Oh, okay. Well, you played all the good ones, but
I've played the first one, really Melee, and Brawl, and then that's it.
What did you think about Brawl's editor?
Brawl's editor. It wasn't. I liked it. I used it.
I used it a lot.
I'm just not very creative.
What are you talking about, Mr. Creative Videography Cinematography?
Sure, but I'm talking about with like architecture and stuff. Like I don't know. I guess I'll make an entire ice level. I don't know.
Dude, I used to make like a maze.
I made one where it's like a whole like assembly line.
Oh, that's cool.
But it was very hard to play on.
I bet. I mean, that's like asking to die every second you're standing straight.
Like
standing still.
Yeah. The easiest ones to make are just make it, like, pick the biggest size as possible and then just make little islands here and there.
That works. Yeah. I used to make a maze level where it was literally like this, or like that, whatever. Yeah. And then there were little spots in it, and you could still get out if you hit them.
You're talking about the boxed ones, but you have little openings.
But there were like mazes all over. So and there were spots where you could get out, and it was hilarious.
Yeah,
to watch someone just start.
The maze ones are fine if you got enough people playing it.
Yeah, I used to have... Like, all I needed was 4.
Yeah.
Because I had open spots, so you could still fly out. Mm-hmm. You get to 200 damage, and you're bouncing on walls, and it's hilarious.
That's hilarious, yeah. Easily. Or, like, if you got one of those bumper items...
Yeah.
And then if you got, like, Meta Knight or something with just his standard B attack, and it's chung. And you're just juggling crazy. Them. Yeah.
I love that thing where he would just, like... Zoom.
Like, oh yeah,
with a down B.
What?
I think it's
down B. He would turn invisible, and if you held it, he would do an attack afterwards.
It was so useful. There were so many times where people would just be dashing at you. Mm-hmm. You disappear, and they're like, "What the?" What's his name?
It's like the one anime meme. Nani?
Yes.
I butchered that
No,
so
well,
hard.
if you know what he's talking about, it's really funny.
I really butchered that. I'm so white.
Do you know, what do you think about Sonic?
I liked Sonic just because he was fast.
I like Sonic, but I felt like they crapped on my favorite character ever.
I mean, Sonic these days...
He was fast runner?
Not doing so... Okay.
Okay. There was that Sonic trailer that came out.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about some...
Okay,
some of
his games are trash. I agree. Except for Sonic Colors. Well, I wasn't know about Sonic Colors, but... Yeah. But Generations was good.
Yeah, I have no problems with the character or the concept. It's just unfortunately the bad games have stuck out. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
what would be your best game if you were gonna make Sonic? What would be your best way to make a good Sonic game?
First of all, I don't have the controls so floaty. Like, I don't know what it is. He didn't feel like he had any weight to it. I love it. I was gonna say this earlier. I love it when video games have a sense of weight to it.
Yes.
And that mostly
especially
comes with
when they're
audio,
driving or something too.
That's why I love it. Love having the vibration on the controller because it helps you like feel the weight.
Do you
of the
remember
character.
GameCube and you could hold the controller and it would vibrate and you had the rumble GameCube controller and it fit in your hands really nice.
The only GameCube game I ever played, actually, and it was probably my first console game ever, was Crash Team Racing.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
At second best to Mario Kart in my opinion. Don't at me.
Mario Kart is still the best. I would agree because they really they made that genre work.
Oh, dude, it's so fun. Mario and I would play it all the time until my Wii broke.
Dude, look, we have 2 Wiis.
Bro, you have 2 Wiis? Why do you have 2 Wiis?
I have no clue, but I know one doesn't work. And I'm sure the other one does, but we never use it. So
the one that broke, like, and there were so many games I didn't finish.
Like what?
Like Super Mario Galaxy 2. I wanted to.
Dude, that game you cannot.
I was on my mission to finish both those games. I finished the first one, and then I'm like, I'm finishing the second one. Literally the last level in the game, the very last one.
At least you finished all the way to the last level. Yeah, that's good.
And then like, I mean, I finished Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess, my favorite game of all time, actually.
Dude, that game is so. I really wish they would remake Twilight Princess.
They did. I mean, they did an HD. Never mind.
I like the HD remake, but I mean, I know that they wouldn't do this just due to the
fact. Another one like it?
More so.
Or full on remake it.
Full on remake it.
Okay.
But the reason why is so here's the thing. Zelda, the people have talked about how they don't really want to make each game like look the same as other ones because they're trying to make a whole different world each time they make it. It has a different art design and everything.
Yeah.
Right? Here's the thing though. Here's my thing though. That recent Zelda game?
Breath of the Wild?
Yes. Yes. That game there's something about how they've really. My thing is, a lot of the new games, it's too much like a painting that you can't really jump. Like, there's too many invisible barriers. You can't jump on that thing. Mm-hmm. It's a little chair, and you're like, can't I just climb over it? And it's like, no, you cannot.
Or like in Pokemon, like a tree is blocking your path. Oh, no.
Really? There's a gate. Really? There's a bush. Really? I can't. Right? So my thing is that the older games, they used to have, it was all boxes. Mm-hmm. It wasn't really like painting. So everything was like 3D. You could jump on boxes. You could just jump off. They weren't doing all this. Let me control your experience. Like they made it more fun. Breath of the Wild reminds me of the old days where things were so much more free. Where you could literally just go out there and do your thing. Yeah. And the art design is fun like that. Mm-hmm. Imagine if they did Twilight Princess. They darkened it, but they made it similar to Breath of the Wild in mechanics.
Yeah. I like it when, when a game is just fun to control.
Dude,
like the character is fun to control, like that's really all you need.
Have you played Spider-Man PS4?
I have not. I have watched Let's Plays of it, of course. It looks really good. I was going to actually talk. I was actually going to reference Ratchet and Clank.
Dude, those were the days.
Dude, I don't know what it is about the game. I've been playing it right now, reliving my childhood for that, but the character is just so fun to control, just because of how like smooth and bouncy he is.
Really smooth, and he's really light. I like it.
Yeah,
but he's still got weight to him though.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. That balance of like weight and sense of presence in the game.
Yeah, sense of presence.
Once that's done well, it's like yes.
You know who I liked, but I don't think he had enough sense of presence. He just felt kind of a little too like Jack and Daxter.
Yeah.
When he would jump, it felt like, what is this thing jumping?
You ever like play one of those mobile games where you're moving the character around and it just doesn't feel right for some reason, and you can't pinpoint why? That's why, because there's no sense to the weight of the character. Like I don't know how to explain it really.
Well, basically, when he jumps, it needs to feel like you need to feel that resistance from the ground. And when he gets up, he needs to fall down at a relative fast speed once he starts his descent.
The animation plays a lot into that too.
Yeah. Huge amount into it. Mike, we could talk about games for 4 hours.
We could.
We're gonna have to make another. We're gonna talk about this again for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank y'all for so much for coming to our videos. My goodness, bro, we're gonna have to talk a lot more.
Yeah. No, thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. This was brilliant.
Yeah, this was fun.
Noah Geier, y'all. Check him out on Instagram. Plug your stuff, bro.
All right. You can follow me at Instagram at absoluteunit.official.
It sounds complicated. It is not complicated. Say that one more time for them.
absoluteunit.official on Instagram.
Yes.
That's all I have right now. I don't have a website yet, but I will have one soon.
Tell them what you do.
I am trained to be a media producer. So I do videos. I do photos. You know, my email is in there on the
everything. It's going to be linked down, so y'all need to check it out. It's going to be at the bottom. And then you know what I do? I do the music and I'm content creator.
Yeah.
So I do my. How dare you? But yeah, y'all. Thank y'all so much, and subscribe, please, because YouTube ain't going to sew it. Please subscribe. I need it. I'm desperate. I'm kidding, but no.
Please like and subscribe and hit that bell.
Yeah, smash that like button.
Smash the like button. Likes equal money.
Yes, except they don't, but they do. Thank y'all. So yeah, Odysseus out.